Hello and welcome. This is another awesome project for e-commerce website, and in this project we are going to use React.js and Tailwind CSS. And after end of this project, you will able to build this awesome website. You can use these projects on your resume, and it will help you to get hired as a front-end developer. And this is awesome e-commerce feature, enriched feature. Actually, we are just discover here. So you can see this website is very clean, and we just follow a Figma files to build these websites. I will provide the Figma file also to you. Okay, let's inspect some features. Here we have a banner. You can see this is the search icon. Here is our logo. Here we have two buttons. Then here's some categories. You can see when you hover, a orange color is there. Then we have a banner. You can see this is an image, and here some text. We have a button. When you hover, a background color is there. Then we have some brand logo here. Then we have categorization sections. When you hit or you hover any image, you can see the effect. It's very smooth and clean. So we'll just show you how you can design this type of grid layouts here. And then this is our product sections. Actually on the home page, as we have limited projects, and on the home page we are showing this type of features here. So by default all products are showing here. Every time we would like to show 8 products. When you hit any of these categories, then the category related product will show there. Okay, let's hit here. Then you can see we have clothing categories, and we have 3 products right now. Then if you hit hoodies, then you can see we have 2 products. If you hit bag, then we have on products. And again, if you just hit here, then you can see all products are there. You can just filter products based on uh, A to Z. That means ascending. You can just filter it by descending. You can filter it low to high prices. You can see this is low prices, and this is the highest prices. You can filter based on high to low. And most interesting thing is that you can just apply this filter based on any categories. For example, this is clothing, and if you want low to high, then you can see this is the lowest, this is the highest value. You can just order it using high to low, and anything you can do, and it will work universally. So that's the awesome features in this e-commerce websites. Then we have a sections. This is a very beautiful sections, and after then we have best seller sections. Here is that we use carousel. Here you can just use this arrow to move your products, you can see. And then we have some grid for Instagram, and here is a newsletter sections. Then a classic footer section, and this footer section is very common on e-commerce websites. Okay, next, explore another features. By default here all products. If you hit any of these products, for example let me hit this one, then you can see this is the product image, this is the title, this is pricing. Here you can just increase the quantity, you can confirm more. Then here is the product details. Here you can see now this is the shop page for the single website, single products. Then if you hit home, then you are again home page. Then if you click this one or this one, then you can see how beautiful this is. When you hit any of these products, you can see the effect is here. Look again, let me choose from here, maybe this on. Okay, okay, hit. Look how the effect is here. It's opening from the top, and the users will get a enriched feature here. And now the next one is, let's explore its mobile responsiveness. Okay, for this let me inspect it. Now by default in the small devices, you can see it's very much responsive. Look how the products grid are showing. This is the carousel, you can just change anything, you can go to the single page, and everything is neat and clean. So this is a very small devices sizes, and if you just increase the sizes, you can see it's now too great. This is uh, small devices or medium devices. You can see this is very clean website. And again, if you increase more, then you can see you can just look at the navbar. By default it has a bar, then when you just increase the size, it has two buttons visible. Then when you increase more, then you can see three things are on the navbar. And here, look, it's changing. And most interestingly, if you hit this button, then you can see all the categories are here, so anyone can just go to the specific category based on this button click. When you click, then across is there, and then okay. So it's very much responsive. So I hope these projects will help you to build a awesome portfolio, and you can add this to your portfolio. I will provide the source code on the link in this video descriptions. So let's get started these projects. So what we will do, firstly you will have to go to GitHub, then hit the repositories. Then you can see at the top we have this name. I will provide the link. So here is the React e-commerce minimal websites, and here you can find a Figma file. So look, this is the Figma file. You can download these projects or just to download this Figma file. Just hit here to download this Figma file. We have already downloaded the Figma file, so let me open it. So this is a Figma.com websites, and you have to just open your file here. Look, this is our file. So from here you can hit this design sections, and here if you just press Control plus, then you can get the Figma view on a specific view. So look, this is our design. So we have to design these websites. We will use these on. Okay. So for this, let me close these on, and then okay, fine. And then we have to create a new projects. I will show you from every single step. So that's why let me start from here. We have to first create a project. So that's why a folder, and name it anything, projects. And inside this projects we'll create our project. So for this, let me open it on terminal, and then here you will search Tailwind CSS. This is the tailwindcss.com, and from here you have to hit this get started. So look, this is the installation process. You can install Tailwind CSS on your project. So from here we will click this framework guides. So from here we will use bit. So that's a bit, and here is the step how you can use bit to install React and Tailwind CSS on your project. So firstly we have to create your project. So firstly we have to copy this line. Just Control C to copy it, and from your terminal you can just paste it here. You have to rename this project. So that's why let me rename it. Here you have to rename it. So that's why let me just remove all, and here we will use React e-commerce website. Okay, this is our project's name. Actually here you can see this is the project's name, and after then you have to press enter. Within a few seconds you can see if directory is created. So we have to go to this command right now. So cd then this on React e-commerce website. After then we have to command the second line. So npm install. Okay, fine. Okay, so after doing this, you can just open this projects. Actually, if you go to desktop, then this is the projects folder and this is our new projects. You can just drag this folder to VS Code, or either you can just use it here. So you can just type code dot to open this projects on VS Code. So that's why I'm using code dot space dot actually. So we have another project, so let me close that on. And now let me close these on and just increase the size, so it's full size right now. And if you hit here, then you can see we have React e-commerce websites. So there's something, so some project structures are there. It's very default style structures. So let's run these projects. So from here you can see it says you have to run this project, so that's a npm run dev. So let's command it, npm run dev. So press Ctrl and click here to open it on VS Code. So let's see, this is the default projects. Let me close these on, and here you can see this is the default home page. Here are some stuff, so let's explore from it. Here we have src, and inside this src we have app.jsx, and here are some default styling. So let me just clean these projects, and here let me use a empty fragment, and inside this fragment let me write a h1 tag, and here we will just writing hello developers. Okay, uh there you can see some errors. It's for ESLint. Let me remove it right now. Okay, now if you check your website, then you can see hello developer from this line. Actually, from this line, let me format this code, shift alt F to format this code. Okay, so hello developers, and you can see hello developers is here. So next, let's complete the projects. So we have to install Tailwind CSS. For this we have to command this line. So from here you can just use your terminal from VS Codes. So from here drag this and just take a new terminal. So here you can see this is arrow, and from here you can choose any of this terminal. Let me choose git bash. So you can choose any of these, and here just paste the lines. Npm install dash d, that means dependency, and on dependency it would be tailwind css, post css, and auto prefixer. Install it right now. After installing this, you can check your package.json file, and here you can see we have installed tailwind css, post css, and auto prefixer. We have installed these three dependency. So after then we have to command this line. So that's why if you command these on and install it, then you can see a tailwind.config.js file will be created here. You can look, a file is created. Before that it is not, but you can see now a tailwind.config file is created. Then we have to configure our template path. So for this you can see on the tailwind.config.js we have to paste this code. So we have to copy the whole content and paste it there. So let me close these on, and from here you can see tailwind.config.js. JS, click here and look, the content is empty now, but it says it will have these two lines. So that's why we will copy the whole content and replace it right now. So let me delete this and replace it. So if you do this, then the next option is we have to add Tailwind derivatives to your CSS. So you have to just add this code to index.css. So copy this code, and now from your src, click here. Then you can see this is the index.css. Here we have some default styling. Let me clear it and then paste our code. Tailwind base, tailwind components and utilities. Okay, fine. If you do this, then the next option is even can run these projects again. Okay, let's do it again. So open the terminal. From the terminal we have node, two terminals actually. On the node we are running our projects. Let me press Ctrl C, then again Ctrl npm run dev, so to run our projects. Okay, let me close it. And if you refresh, then you can see hello developers are here. There are also some default styling on app.css, so you have to clear it. On app.css, clear all the design stuffs. Now you can see your hello developers are here. Okay, fine. If you do that, then next task is we have to set up React router DOM. So for this, let me go to React router DOM, search it, and this is the website. Click here, and from here you have to go to the tutorial sections. And if you scroll a little bit here, you can see this is the setup options, and we have already done this step at the very beginning, and then we have to command this line actually. This command will install React router DOM on your project. So that's why from here open the terminal again, and we use git bash here. So choose the second one and make sure the path is on the specific folder React router DOM. So paste it and install React router DOM. Okay, after doing this, it says, if you scroll a little bit, it says you have to add a router. So how you can do it? On the main.jsx, you can just import these on. Okay, so firstly copy this on, then on the main.jsx. So where is the main.jsx? This is main.jsx, and paste the first line. We just import create browser router React provider. After then what we will do, we'll just define this line, copy these lines, and here paste it there. You can see here is the deeper color, so we'll code the deeper color code, and then we have to copy these lines and paste it inside these restrictions. But let me just remove this React restrict mode. We don't use this right now. Okay, if you do this, then you can see this is now hello world. But before that, on our app.jsx, you can see hello developer. So app is not rendering. Why? Actually, on the root path, this is root path, and it's rendering hello world. So that's why you are seeing hello worlds. To render app, instead of this div, actually we will just render our app. So that's why app, and close it. Okay, now you can see hello developers from the app.jsx. So here you can see an error. It's for ESLint no unused variables. You can just fix it using you can just copy it, and right now it's not the perfect way, but you can do it so that every time it's not showing an error. So that's why paste it here. Then you can define use, you can define 0 or off. Then you can see the error has the error has gone right now. This is one way to fix that, but it's not appropriate way. You can just remove this one from here. So okay, fine. Right now this is okay. Next, what we will do, we will just inspect our projects. Here we have a banner sections. Here we have some colors. You can see this is the dark color, this is the base color. Then we have some color here. We are trying to inspect this color. Look, we have some colors, a black colors, dark colors, stroke colors. You can just check it on asset sections there. But let me just use some colors. To use color, from here you can just search colors or text color. So if you scroll a little bit, then you can see can use color this way, or you can just extend color this way. So we are going to extend this color. We will just inspect some color from these projects and use on our project. So let me just remove src index.css, and right now on tailwind.config.js, here we will just extend our color. So that's why inside this extend we'll just type colors and then use a colon, then curly braces, and we'll just use colors this way. Actually this way we'll have a name here, a colon, and the color value. Okay, let's do it. Firstly, we would like to name it black, then a colon, after then we have color codes. So let's inspect color code. From here we have this color. Actually, let me use this color for now. We'll just copy it and paste it here. So now on app.js, if you want to use this color, you can use it. Use class name, then text, then we define it black. So that's why you can see this is the color we just define it. Now if you check your website, now you can see the color changes. You can use background color instead of doing this. To just busy black. Now you can see this is the colors we are using here. From here inspect it from here. Then we have background color here, so we'll copy this color. Actually this color is something like here we have RGB value. You can just use, can just copy this and just convert is RGB to hex. Okay, hexa color code. If you just it would be RGB color. Let me inspect. It's RGBA. Okay, here are some websites you can use. Let me go first one, and if you just paste the value, you can see this is the color code. You can just copy this color code and let's define this color also. You can use comma here, then quotations, and this is primary, busy, and the value would be here. Okay, let me copy this color from this, then sorry, from here paste it here. So if you do this, then our color selection is done. Now let's check what font it uses. If you click any of this, then you can see this is Open Sans, and if you hit here we have Roboto font. Here we have Roboto font. If you hit this on, you can see actually maximum time we use Roboto font here. Roboto font, so use Roboto font for these projects. So let me go to Google Fonts, googlefonts.com. From here you can see by default this is Roboto. You can search Roboto here, then this is Roboto, and from here we will use some styling. First one we will choose the thin, light, regular, medium, then semi bold, black. So you can choose these on, and we will just import it. So that's why just use these on, import it, copy this code inside this style tag, and we'll paste it on our app.css. So this is app.css, paste it here. Then to use it, look, if you scroll a little bit, we have to specify this css load. So copy this on, and here inside this body we can just paste it here. But there is another way you can use. If you just from here, if you search font, then font is styling, then you can see this is styling, and this is font family. On the typography sections you can see font family, and you can use this way actually, font family, then you can define a font. You can also extend fonts also this way. let me just inspect it. You can just extend this way. So if you want, let me show it. Okay, on these sections under these colors, we will just paste it here, and instead of doing this, here we will just define a name here, maybe primary for now. Then how we can use, so from here you can see you have to copy this to string from here, and this way paste it here, and here use a quotation, single quotations. So this way you can use font family. Right now if you just use text, let me just off this on, so control slash to comment out this, and let's use this actually from font family from this. So text primary, if we use text primary, oh sorry, font primary, actually font primary. Now if you hover, you can see this is Roboto, and if you just go back to your website and inspect it, then just hover here, you can see our font is now Roboto. You can see this is Roboto, and you can just computerize it. And where is the font family? Here you can see this is the font, and this font is Roboto. You can use font this way, or you can use CSS styling. It's up to you. We have no specifications for you. You can just use your own versions. So if you do this, let me close this tailwind.config, and right now app.css is close this on also. What we will do, so let me close this on, and next we have to set up layout. So for this, look, by default we have a home page, and here we have a navbar, we have something. Okay, let me define a page here. So for this, on the src folder, we'll create some folder. So first one is pages, then we will create another folder for components. Okay, inside this pages we will have another folder that would be home. For home page, inside this home, look, the underline is on home. That's why if you create any file, that will inside this home. If the underline is page, then if you create any file or folder, that will be inside pages. So inside this home we will create home.jsx. This is a React component. You can define RAFCE to get this code template. So this code template is from here. If you just search React, then you can just find ESLint, or so just let me just write, you have to install ES7. This you have to install this extension right now. You can just type ES7, then you can find this extension. So this on ES7 plus React Redux, React native snippet, you can use this extension to get this shortcut. So let me show you again. RAFCE, that is React arrow function export component. So look, this is by default a function, so it will help you to just speed your code up. So from right now on the main.jsx, we'll just define some children. So this is children, and we'll use clone, and after then we have a square brackets. Inside this square brackets we have parentheses. We will define path, and the path will be root, and the it will indicate to an element that will be on home page. So on root we will just show the home page. Okay, fine. So right now from here, let me delete this. On the app.jsx, we will just define an outlet. So if you define the outlet and check your websites, now you can see this is home. And let me show a thing here. We'll just use navbar. This is navbar. Okay, now we can see at the top we have navbar. This is home. So right now what you will do, we'll actually going to design our navbar. So our navbar will be something like this one. So something like this on, we have three div, and that will be a search icon, a logo, and two buttons. After then we have a border, then we have some categories. So this is our um, navbar. So let me close this one. We don't need Tailwind CSS, then we don't need this one. So okay, we have Figma file and this one. So for this, let me delete this one. We don't need this. So what you will do, we will actually design our navbar. So for this, let me create a component. Inside this component folder, we'll create a shared component that would be navbar. Every page will have the same navbar. That's why we're writing it on components folder. So this is navbar RAFCE. And instead of this hard-coded data, let me import navbar. Okay, let me format this code. Shift Alt F to format this code. Now check it, we have navbar here. So what we'll do, actually instead of this div, we'll use semantic tag. So that's why it's header. Inside this header we'll have navbar. So this is nav. Inside this nav, firstly we will use some icons. So here you can see a search icons. So we'll just go to React icons and go to this page, and we need search icon. Search icon. So you can see there are many other search icon. We will use these icons. If a search icons, if you hit here, you have to use this way. But before that, to use this, you have to install React icons. So that's why hit this home, and from here you can just, if you scroll a little bit, here is the installation command. You can use this command. Open the terminal, then go to bash sections and paste it here. Install these React icons. After installing this, you can able to use React icons. Here is a rich library to use icons. You can see, you can find bootstrap icons, you can find font awesome icons, game icons, GitHub geometry icons, hero icons, material icons, and all. So firstly we'll just want to get search icons. So that's why we will just search, define search, and we will choose these on. So that's why click here, and look, this is the code. We have to import search from fa icons. So that's why we'll just include this line at the top. After then we can just use these way. So we'll just paste it inside this nav. Okay, now if you check your website, then you can see this is the search icon. After then what you will do, after then we'll take a anchor tag. We'll define slash here. Inside this we'll just use image tag. So for images, you can just download all images from here. If you just, let me just off this, and we have to just download these logo sections, export it here. Then you can see this is the logo, and you can just export this logo. You have to go to the folder. So that's why on desktop we have projects, and then React e-commerce websites, and we include this logo on public folder. So that's why open this public folder. Here we'll just paste these. Okay, so now on our folder, inside this public folder, you have logo. This is the logo. We'll use this logo on here. So let's import logo. So import logo from where? Quotations dot slash dot slash public folder slash logo. So as you are just importing logo from public folder, you don't need to define these starting stuff. You can just use slash logo dot png. You can just define slash logo name actually. Now you can use this logo, and inside this src use curly braces and paste it here. Okay, now if you check, you can see this is the logo of our website. After then we have two buttons. So after this, we actually, let me add a comment. You can add comment every step so that it will be more readable. So that's why it would be account and shopping button. Okay, fine. Then it will be inside a div, and we'll have anchor tag. It would be slash, and inside this anchor we will use font of some icons that would be users. So let me search something like users. Then you can see on font awesome you can find this type of users. So if a users, you can just use this command right now inside here. Let's import it. Now you can see if a user is there. So if you go back, you can see this is the user icons, and after then we have shopping, but there is a text that is accounts. So let me define a text here, account. Then we can just copy this one actually, but let me add some styling. It's on the down, so that's why let me add flex here. So that's why class name flex items center. Then we will have gap true. Okay, so if you do this, now it's side by side. After then you can just copy this whole line and use shift alt down arrow. Instead of fa users, we can use shopping. So if you search shopping, then you can see fa shopping bag. Look, this is something like this icon. You can see shopping bag, this icon and this icon is similar. You can just copy these on, and instead of fa users, you can just paste it here and just import it. Then here the text would be shopping. Okay, fine. Let's back it. Then you can see this account, this is shopping. So this two is fine. Then let me add some classes here so that it would be side by side. Then it would be text lg, that means font size 18 pixels. Then that would be text black. We are using custom colors, that would be black, and make sure it's p bold black from our tailwind.config.js. After then we'll have on small devices. Let me define on small devices. It would be flex item center. Then gap would be 4, and by default it would be hidden on little devices. Now you can see it's visible, but if you inspect, and now you can see the button accounts and shopping button is not visible. But when you are on a small devices, this is screen size, like this screen size, you can see there is the two buttons. Okay, fine. So I think this is okay right now. Then let's styling these like this. Okay, so what you can do, you can just target this Navbar. So add class name here. The class name would be firstly flex, then justify between. So if you do this, then you can see all these are on side by side. Then we can define item center. After then it will be container. On medium devices we'll add py4, that means padding to top and bottom, that would be 4, and by default pt will be 6. Then on pb will be 3. We just define this basic styling. Now you can see we have this thing, and here you can see here are some space and here are some space on the left and right side, so that's why we'll target the header, and here we'll use max w sprint to excel. Then it will be on extra large devices we'll add a specific padding, so that's why excel. Then a specific padding px will be 28. Then by default px would be 4. Okay, so if you do this, now you can see we have a space on left and right side. Okay, so I think this is okay right now. Then we have a bar here. So after this Navbar, so let me close this nav right now, and then we have a Acer. Then you can see this is a bar here. After then we have some buttons and we have some categories, so that's why we'll take a, and it will be category items. Then it will have div. So here we will define some nav items, const nav items, and we will use array of objects, so that's why square brackets. Inside here we have curly braces. We will define title, and that would be a thing. Then we'll have path, that will have something. Okay, let's copy the first one. Okay, just copy this, paste it here. You can just use root path right now, as we haven't enough page. You can just copy it for multiple times. Then we have to copy the second one. Then third one. Then fourth one. Replace this one, and finally how you can just use shift or down arrow to copy. Okay, copy another one and paste the last one. Okay, so now we'll just map these nav items and show it here. So that's why inside this div we'll use a eval tag, and inside this eval tag we'll have actually map this. So nav items, then map will use will structure is title, so sorry, title, and this path, then we'll use arrow here. Then we will have a opening parenthesis, a parenthesis. Inside this we will have li tag. So here we have to define a key props, so that would be key, and that would be title for now, or just define path. Oh, okay, define title. And inside this div, we actually use link or nav links. So link, and here we will just pass title props. Okay, and we will have true by default. Let me define slash for now. Okay, if you just do this, then you can see we have all nav items. We can see there is some gap, so that's why we will define some class name that would be p4. Now you can see mask gaps here. It is on side by side, so that's why we will target this div class name. It would be on large devices, that would be flex items center justify between. So let's check it. Now you can see this is items like this on will have some text styling, so that would be plug. After then the by default it would be hidden on small devices, so that's why hidden. So if you do this, then you can see something like this. Okay, after then we will just add some class on this here, so that's a class name. On hover we can define text orange 500s. So if you hover, then you can see this type of effect here. So most probably our navbar is fine, but if you just space it and go to the small devices, you can see this way, but we have not seen the bar icons. So here the one thing, on the search bar we will have to define some classes. So open the nav items here, add some classes. So add class name, that would be, we will define text black, then we will define w would be 5, ace would be 5, then we will define cursor pointer, then we will have by default hidden. On medium devices it would be block. Then that's it. So now with small devices you cannot see the search bar. Look the transition. Okay, so what we will do, we actually just design the nav bar for the mobile devices. So that's why on the nav bar, inside this nav bar under these account sections, here we will just define nav items. So nav bar for SM devices, that means small devices. So here we will have another div, and inside this div we'll have button, and inside this button we will just define fa bars. Import this one and let's see. Now we can see there is a bar, we have to add some classes, so that's why class name w5 ace5, then text black. Okay, fine. If you hit, it's nothing happens, so we have to change it and make it we have to show a cross here, so that's why we'll define use state here, that would be is menu open, then set, copy this text and paste it here, make the I is capitalized, then we'll just define use straight and it would be by default false. Okay, now we will define a toggler button, so that's why const toggle menu, it will be a function, actually arrow functions. Use arrow, then curly braces, and here inside this we'll define set is menu. It would be not is menu. So actually it will toggle every time when you click this button. So inside this button we'll just use on click, and we'll just call this button menu toggle. Okay, so instead of doing this, let me just modify it. We'll use curly braces and we'll check is menu open, then we'll just show something, otherwise we'll just paste these bars. So inside, instead of here, we'll just use fa times, then close it, use the same class name from here. Okay, now let's check. If you hit, then it's now cross. If you hit, then it's bar, but the nav items is not showing. So how to show that? So after these nav items, actually after these div category items, here will actually define a comment that would be only mobile menu items. Okay, here we will define a div. Inside this div we'll have the same code inside this, but for now, instead of items flex, let me delete this code. We'll just define, let me define delete. We'll have okay, let me clear all the thing from here. First we'll just use a template string, so that's why curly braces template string. Here we'll define busy plug, then we will have text for white, then we'll just define px for py padding to the y-axis true, and that would be rounded. So let's check. Now you can see there's all the nav items, but it's not working on click. So that's why here we will use dollar sign curly braces, and inside this curly braces we will check if is menu open, then will show nothing, but when it's false, then we will show hidden. Okay, now you can see when you click, then it's open. When you hit again, it's gone. Okay, here you can add some styling. Here you can just define my free cursor pointer or something. Okay, now there's some enough space inside this. Okay, now let's final check. By default, this is the larger devices. On small devices, you can see this is on Navbar. If you scroll, then you can see, okay, we have to remove it from here. So we'll just open the Navbar, and here on this specific div, oh here, this is the div. Here we will add class name. Class name on small devices will define it would be hidden. So Navbar will show hidden on small devices. You can see now it's appropriate. Perfect. Okay, so our Navbar is complete. Now the next option is we have to create our banner sections. So the banner section is inside the home page. You can see there we have a banner like this banner. So for this, actually, let me close this Navbar and let me close the home.jsx. We don't need that. You can close app.jsx right now. Here inside this home, click this home and create a folder here. That would be banner.jsx, rafce, and can see if you check your website nothing changes, but you have to do it here. Instead of home, inside this div we'll just import banner. Now you can check there is the banner, so we'll have to add styling here. So this is banner. Inside this div we'll actually define class name, that would be busy. We have defined primary color, so this that would be busy primary busy. This is the primary colors. You can see the color is there. Then here we'll define py1 12, py actually 12. Then on excel that would be px would be 28. By default px would be 4. Okay, let's check. Now this is banner. Okay, after then inside this div, instead of this text we actually take another div. So here you can see the styling. On the left side we have text, on the right side we have images. So for this, inside this div we will have another div. We'll add class name. The class name would be, on medium devices w would be half, so w would be half. Then inside here we have to import images. So you can just download these two images. You can just export these on or just hit these on. Okay, you can see these on and these on. So you have to completely download these. So download these on actually. So for this, just hit here, and here you can just, on this public folder, you can just, let me go back, public folder, and you can just define a image folder. So define an image folder and type image.js, and you can just save this image. Actually this is banner, so rename it. Now inside this image you can see banner, so we'll just use this on. So let's import banner, import banner img from slash images. You cannot find that, so that's why we'll just define this way actually, but then we'll just delete that so that the image path is perfect. So this is banner, we don't need all of this. It would be slash images slash banner, so we'll just use this banner here. Okay, so right now if you check, this is the banner. Okay, the banner is here actually, but let me just add another div, and that would be class name md half of the width slash 2. Okay, so inside this banner we'll have some text. First one, this is copy this text, this is h1. Then we'll define some class name, that would be text 5xl. Then it would be font light. You can just inspect the styling from this. So this is the specific styling for this, but let me design it by my way. Then mb 5. After then we will have a paragraph tag. Then let me copy this text, paste it inside this paragraph. We have to add class name, that would be text xl, then mb7. After that we'll have a button, so that's a button. We'll have shop now button. So let's see shop now, and here's some specific color that would be these colors. We have already defined these, so that's why let me format this code, shift alt F. Here we'll have class name that would be busy black colors. Then on hover we'll just define busy variance 500. Then we have padding px6, py2, text would be white. Then we have font semi-bold, and then we'll define rounded sm. Okay, let's check it. So here we have bottom, so we have to add some padding, so that would be py-2. Okay, let's see. Now this is okay, but here you can see this is and shopping icons, so that's why we'll just import icons from fa icons. So that's why we already defined it these on, so we can just use these on, import these lines, so it would be shopping bag icons, and use it after this. Actually, let me format this code after this shop. Let me copy this shopping bag and paste it here. Okay, fine. Here we will just define class name inline flex. Okay, let's check it. Now this is fine. Now we have to add some uh, add flex on the button. Then it would be item center, then gap would be 2. Okay, fine. Now this button is perfect, but you can see this is not the similar like this. We have to add flex on their parent div. So this is the div and this is the div on. Okay, we'll have class name that would be py28, that means must padding there. Then we have flex, then flex by default flex would be call on small devices. On medium devices flex would be row. Then we'll just define it row reverse. Then we will define justify between items center, then gap 14. Okay, let's check it. Now this is part. What we will do, we actually, this is the image div, the second one is image img. So we'll copy this div and move it to the up. So this will change the border actually. Now this is okay, but look, the background is there, but here this is the design is not okay. So how you can fix it? You can go to open the navbar.js, and here at the top, here you can see header. Here we'll add some classes that would be absolute position. Then we'll just define top 0, right 0, and define left 0. Okay, now this is okay. You can see everything is fine. Okay, that fast design is okay. Let's check it on small devices. On small devices it is still okay. So it's perfectly working on large devices. You can see how fine this design is. You can just capitalize the text from here actually, so the U is capitalized. Okay, So our banner is done. Next we have to design these sections. This is on category specific page, so that's why we'll design these sections. So inside this home we will have category page, and we'll design this one actually. So for this is our category sections, and let's design this. Firstly, inside this home, so click this home, and inside this we'll create another folder that would be category or something .jsx. Let's use rafce direct functional components, and we have to import it after this banner sections, so that would be category, import it. Now if you check your website, you can see this is the category text from actually this line, from these lines. So let me close this banner sections and Navbar, so we don't need this. So here actually we have to design similar like this. At the top we will have some company logo, so that's why here actually we will add some stylings. That would be class name and max w screen to excel, then that would be mx auto, that would be container, then on large devices that would be px 28, and by default px will be 4. Okay, this is the basic css, and here we'll actually define some padding, so that would be padding py would be something like 28. So if you do this now, here you can see there much space, so we have to use this type of logo section. So that's why instead of category, here we'll define brand logo. Okay, so then we'll have a div, and inside this div we'll actually use logo. So that's why let me define const company logo. Then we have a array of objects, and inside this array of objects we'll actually have an id that would be one. Then we'll have image, so that should be short in img. Here we will just import all these images from here, so you can just hit here and then download one by one, or from the GitHub you can just see. This is our project, Track e-commerce minimal websites. You will get this link on the descriptions of this video. From here you can check the public folder, and you can see we have all images inside this folder. You can just use image from this. You can just download this folder, or you can just download the whole project. So we have already downloaded all the images, so that's why I'm just copying images from there. So these are our projects inside this public folder. Let me just copy all the images, so copy all, and now you can just drag it from here. So drag it and paste it inside these images. Okay, replace. Okay, fine. So let's check if everything is fine. So I think everything is okay. Now we can use our image properly. So from here we have image on public folder, then we have images folder, then for the category, or oh sorry, for the company logo, inside this company we have brand 4. So as we're loading it from public folder, we don't define slash public, it will start with slash images, and this way use a comma, and you can just copy it for 4 times or 5 times. So let me define id, then 3, 4, and here we have to choose second image, third image, and fourth image. You can just manually do it, so like this way. You can see on company we have brand 1 2 3 4 5, so again we need another one, that would be 5. Okay, so if you do this here, we'll just map this. So that's why use parenthesis and sorry, use curly braces, and here we have company logo. Then we'll just do map operations here, and we'll destructures two things, id and img. Then look, this is the div, and here we'll just use arrow sign. Then um, let me define a new div. So type it manually first time. Then we will have an id. So key property will be id, and inside this we will have image tag, img tag, and on src we will use this image, actually this image. So let's check. You can see nothing. So why nothing is showing? Okay, maybe it's for these curly braces. Okay, let me again do it again. For this time we'll just remove these curly braces. We can use parenthesis, and hope this is okay right now. So now here you can see we have four logos from these logos, so we have to do it some styling. So that's why on this div we'll use class name and define flex item center. Then we'll define justify around, then flex warp. Okay, fine. Let me give some gap, so that would be gap 4 or 5, maybe 4 is okay. Then we will add some space, that's why py5. Okay, let's check. Now everything is fine. Let me close these stuff so we don't do that. Okay, so this is the image. If you inspect, then look here. Now we can just reduce the size. So on the large device it is here, and look, it will reduce, and now like this one. Okay, I hope this section is fine. Then we have to design these sections. This is a whole sections. So after this div we'll just define a category grid, and here we will have another div, and inside this div firstly we will have a paragraph. So that would be we will have to copy this text. So let me copy the whole text and paste it here. Firstly we will define class name, that would be font semi bold. Then it would be uppercase. We'll have text center. Busy will be black. Then text would be white. We'll have on medium devices, that would be padding p 1.5, and by default would be padding 2. Then would be rounded sm, so there will be rounded, and it would be inline flex. Okay, so let's check. Now we can see this is the text from this line. Okay, for now we can just add some padding to the top to this div, that would be m top, margin top 8. Okay, fine. Now you can see mass space there. Okay, if you do this, but you can see here is something, so that's why we can just make on medium devices we'll define rotate, that would be rotate 90 degrees. So if you check, now we can see it is rotate 90 degree. But if we just define minus 90 degree, then you can see, okay, this type. So if we add some styling, then it will be similar like this one. Okay, for this, after this p tag we'll define another div, and in this div we'll define a link from imported from React router.dom. Then we'll define true, and that would be a path here, and inside this we'll have image. So here we'll define images from public folder, then images, then it would be category. After then this will be first one. Let me remove this from here. Okay, now let's check. Here is the image. Okay, fine. Then what we will do, we'll just define another div. Okay, here we will define add class name, that would be on medium devices, that would be half of the width, and here we'll have another div. So look the styling here, we have 4 images, so that's why we can just copy this whole on for 4 times. So copy it and use shift alt down arrow, so for multiple copying. Let's change the images: image 2, image 3, image 4, and image 5. So let's check it. Now you can see there are 4 images, so that's why what we will do, we will target this div, then we will define by default grid layout. So grid layout, then grid calls will be true, and gap would be true. Okay, let's see. Now this is okay, but it's not similar like this, so that's why we'll target their parent div. So their parent divs is this div. Actually we have margin of 8. We'll target this div and add flex, then by default flex column on medium devices, so that's why AMD flex row. We'll define items center. Okay, fine. Then we will have gap 4, and then okay, fine, let's check it. Now this is absolutely fine, but it's not some hover effects, so we'll add some hover effects on here. So how you can do this? So here you can see this is an image, and we can add class name here. So inside these images we can add class name. We have defined w full by default, and when over we'll define a scale. So a scale would be 105, and we'll define transitions wall, and duration would be 200. So let's check. Now it's hovering. When you hover the first one, it's smooth effect are here, but here we need some effects, so that's why we can copy the class name from here and use all the image, first one, second one, third one, and for the fourth one. So if you do this, now hover, can see. So if you inspect, now by default it's showing this way. When you just increase the size, you can see it's showing this way actually. So everything is fine. So then next one is we have to design these sections, these whole sections. So for this actually we will have product sections. This is our product sections, and we'll implement the functionality and filtering options. So that's why let me close these on, and inside this home again, so this is space and then home. You can see this is the underline. Here you will just define products dot csx rafce again, then import this under this category. So that's why products. Okay, so if you do this, then you can see here is the products text here, and Here what we will actually do, by default we'll have the basic styling on this div. Let me define same styling actually. So max w is print to excel container mx auto, then on extra device, so extra large device, it would be px20, by default px4. Okay, so this is the basic styling, and we'll define some padding bottom, so that would be 12. So let's check. Now this is the sections, and we have to add this text right now under this. Actually, instead of products, here we'll just define a h2, and that would be paste this code, and here we will define class name. So text would be reactjs, then font semi bold, then we have to capitalize it, so that's like capitalized. Text would be center, and my would be 8. Okay, let's check it. Now this is the text similar like this on actually. So if you do this, then what we will actually do, we will actually just make this as a basic styling. So we can just copy this and just open app.css, and here we'll just add it for title. So let me define a class name here, and we will use apply to use css here and paste all the css. So now instead of this, so why I'm doing it, so you can see this is the title, and same title is here, same title is here. So I just create a custom styling for this, so that's why I copy this title. Instead of all css, I will just use title. So same is everything is same here. So what we will do now, we will have to just make these product sections. So then here we'll define comments here, that would be product cards, and here we'll have a div. So what we have to do here, we will have some button, so that's why let's define some button. Here we will have div, because on the left side we have button, on the right side we have filter options, so that's why inside this div we'll have another div, and inside this div we'll have button, and this is actually for wall products. So you can see wall products button, then we'll have other button. So this button is for, let me just check it from here, t-shirts. So instead of doing this, we just define clothing button. After then we can just copy it for 3 times. So then we have hoodies. So we'll define third one is hoodies. So is one is capitalized. Then we will have bags. So copy this on. Okay, so we have 4 button right there. You can see here as 4 button, but we have to add some styling, so that's why we'll target this div. Class name will have flex, then flex would be row, justify would be start, then on medium devices item would be center, and then on medium devices gap would be 8, by default gap would be 4, then flex would be warp. Okay, so if you do this, now you can see we have these sections, these buttons, and then we have to design these filter options. So for this, after this div, let me add comments here, all buttons. Then here we will define what we will define. We'll define actually sorting options, and for the sorting options we will have div, and inside this div we will have another div. First on we will have a icons from react font, react icons, so that would be icons from react icons slash fa. Okay, so we will use fa icons here. That would be something like filtering. So fa filter, fa filter icons. So let's check it. Look, this is the filter icons. We can add some class name here. The class name would be something like text white. Text white, age would be 4 and w would be 4. So if you do this now you can see, but what if you just add class name here and define busy black, black. Okay, so if you do this, then you can see this is black and this is okay, but instead of defining it here we just define it from here, so that would be very efficient. So define it here and define actually padding 2. Okay, let's check. So this is the whole thing. After this, after doing this, what we'll do, we'll take another div, and inside this div we'll have, so instead of doing this we can just define sort selected. So selected, so we will have some options inside this, so that's why options, and the first option will be default, default, and the value would be by default. So the value here default and this is default. So let's see, we have defaults. So this is not section, it's select actually, is a la select. So now you can see we have drop downs. So this is default. So after this we'll have other sections, so that's why we can just copy it for multiple times. Here instead of doing this we'll define a to z, then here will be the same a to z. Here we'll define the value would be z to a, this will be the same z to a, then this on would be low to high, then this would be similar like low to high, and again we'll just copy it again, and here we'll define, so it's, let me add a gap, and that would be to actually low to high, and this would be high to low. So high to low, we are just writing this for filtering, so high to low, so that's why just let me remove this. Okay, So what is here? Low and high to low. So pause this video if you have any problem here. So that's why we will pause this video and write this way. So if you do this, then you can see we have options A to Z, Z to A. Then here we have low to high, high to low. Okay, so if you do this, then what you can do, so here we will have some class name that would be busy black. So busy will be black, will have text white, then we'll have px 2 py 1, then rounded sm. Okay, now we can see low to high, high to low there. Now so this is our parent div, and we'll just add styling here. That would be flex, that would be justify int, then we'll have mb4, then rounded sm. So let's check it. Now you can see we have these sections. We can select by default filtering. So default means no filtering. You can select A to Z, Z to A, then low to high, high to low. Okay, so this two section is done, but it's not aligned properly, so that's why we can target their parent div. So this is buttons, and then this is sorting options, and we'll keep all in a div actually. So that's why keep all in a div, or you can just keep it here. So you can just add class name, then the class name would be actually flex, then by default flex will be call, then on medium devices flex would be row, then flex would be verb, medium devices will be justify between, then items center, then space y axis to the power 3, so it's not x, it will be y, and after then we'll have mb bottom edge. Okay, so if you do this, now it's aligned properly, and we can keep it inside a single div. So that's why you can just copy this and just keep it inside a single div. Okay, nothing else. So you can format it using shift alt control f. So shift alt f. Now this section is fine. Now we have to show image like this way, so that's why keep it there. So this is the on, and now here we will actually show data, product data actually. So that's why we'll just fetch data from our public folder. So that's why here we'll define const, then we will have to fetch data, and that would be by default. You can just define it products or something, then it would be set products. Okay, then we will just define use spread, show it here. Okay, fine, and it would be empty object, empty array. So why it's empty array? Look, we need some data from this, so that's why we'll go back to the GitHub, and you will find data actually there. So this is our repository, and you will get all the data on public folder. So hit this public folder, and here you can see product.json file. So you can use these data. So that's why let me create a folder on public folder. So here we are just creating a JSON file, products.json, and we'll paste these data. So copy all and paste it here. So this is not copied properly. Copy it and paste it here. So we have actually some data there. We have ID, we have product title, we have categories, we have price, and we have image and status. Okay, so if we have this data, we can just define use effect. So use effect hook, and we will define actually empty dependency, and here we will have arrow functions. So we'll define const fetch data functions, so that will be async functions. So async functions. So if you have knowledge about backend, so that's why you can use these and fetch your data from your backends. We will have a try block and catch block. So catch, catch block will have error, then we'll have this. So we'll define console log and we'll define error fetching data, and after then we'll just use comma and just console log this on. And now inside this try block, firstly we'll define const response, and we'll use await as we will use await as we defined async, so that would be await, and we will fetch data, so that's why fetch method, and we will define products actually products.json. We can just copy this name from here, so make sure it's perfect. So you can just copy this text and you can paste it here. And then what you will do, we can just define const data equal, we just define await, and that would be this response. So this is the response, and then we'll just convert it to the JSON format, so that's why JSON. So after doing this, we'll just define set products. So this is the set products, and we'll just pass this data. So now after this line, if you try to console log products, you will get products. So let's check it, inspect this, and now let me, okay, so if you check your console, refresh it, now we have zero data. Maybe we can just define a slash. So now we can see it's still no data on this line, so maybe our data is not loading properly. So let's try again. So let me, instead of doing this, let me comment this and try to console log the data, clg data. Okay, let's check, we're getting no data. So our fetching, maybe we have, we didn't call it, so that's why after this we can just call these functions. So now you will get the data. So let's check it. We have a data there, you can see from the 12th line of product.jsx. So that would be 22 lines, and here is the 12 lines. So we are getting data, and after then actually we just comment out this set products equal to data. Now if you check, then you can see we have product.json on 12 line, and here we will have some data. You can see we have all 8 data, so we don't need to do this. So let's comment it. So if you get data, will actually, what we will do, we can just show it on UI. So let me just show it right now. So for this we'll create a card component. So inside this component, let me create a file that would be cards.jsx RAFCE. Then we'll just import card from here. So that would be cards. And so let me just close it. So here we'll actually pass this data. So how to pass this data? So let me define products equal, just pass products. Okay, so if you do this, have to destructure from the product section, so that way curly braces, and here you will get an error. So that will be missing validation props validations. You can just ignore it by clicking quick fixed. So disable this. So now okay, so let's design our card sections right now. So for this we'll go back to the src. Sorry, here on this card sections we'll actually design the card first. It's very simple design, so I will show you exactly how to do this. Firstly, here we will let me just press and enter, use curly braces. So one thing we can do, we can just rename it for a single time. So we can just define it filtered items, and we can just fetch it here. So why I'm doing this, you will just understand it a little bit later. So here we'll just map it, then we'll have item, then arrow sign, we'll have opening parenthesis, and inside this parenthesis we'll have div. So let me define div. Firstly we'll have to define key props, so that would be items dot id. If items, each items we have an id, so that's why the key will be unique value. So inside this we'll have a link components. So import it from React router tool. Then here we'll actually define two would be a template string, and we'll define it would be shop page, and then we will have a specific item dot id. Okay, so inside here we'll actually use image, and okay, let me just do it again. We'll have image, and on src, so each product will have an image, so that's why this image we can just use item dot img. So if you do this now, let me refresh it, then you can see we have all the images here. So if this image is there, then we can just take another div, and here we'll actually define class name, that would be mtop 4, and px would be 4. So inside this div we'll have a as4, and we'll just try to get it items dot title, that means product name. So try to use this. So let's check, each products will have the image name here, you can see. So after this, actually what we can do, we can define a class name. So that would be text base, that means text size will be 1 prime, that means 16 pixels. Then font semi bold, then on margin bottom will be true. So I think this is okay. Then we will have category here, and price is there. So for this, after this is for, we can just define another div, and in this div we'll have a p Like this first one is for item dot category. Item dot, let me copy the category text. So this is category. Then we'll have another p, that would be price. So that's why item, and you can copy the prices from here. So here is a dot. Okay, let's check it. Now we'll have price. This is the price. We can use the dollar sign. Okay, fine. Let's add styling to this paragraph tag. The first one is text would be black, and then the opposite will be 50%. Okay, here we'll add class name, that would be font semi bold. Okay, let's check. So now it's okay, but it's side by side, so that's why we'll target this div and add class name, that would be flex justify between. Okay, no, fine, but it's not on grid layout, so that's why we have to make its grid layout. So that's why we'll target the first div, and here we'll define class name, that would be grid. Then we'll have on Excel, that means extra large devices, grid calls will be 4 by default. So now check it, refresh it. Now nothing happens. Maybe if everything okay. So let's check it again. Let me define grid. Then on extra large devices, that would be grid calls 4. Okay, I think it should be work, but it's not working. Okay, here you can see this is working actually. Then we will have on medium devices, that would be grid calls 3. Then on small devices, grid calls will be 2, and by default grid calls will be 1. So now you can see this is the styling, and if you inspect, let's check it on small devices. Small devices, this on, so this is true and this is free. So we have to fix something here, so that's why let's complete adding styling here. We'll have item center, then justify would be center, and gap would be 12. Then shadow, we'll have some shadow ASM. Okay, let's check it. Now it's more fine. And the another thing is, when you hover, then image will pop up like this one. So that's why we'll target this image class, and we'll define class name here, and that would be max would be auto, then w would be full width, then hover, on hover, that would be scale 105. Then transition will be transition wall, then duration would be towards 3, maybe 300. So, okay, so if you do this, then you can see when you click, so it's popped. Okay, fine, but if you click, it's happened nothing. So we have to just filter products right now. So that's why our cards is complete. Let me close it. So we can just close the CSS, and here we will have to add functionality for the filtering option. So that's why you can see right now we have products on the cards and everything. We have all products there, but we have to add filtering. So that's why. So what you can do, you can just go back to the product.jsx, and here we'll have to define some use states, so that's why we'll define const, and we'll have use states, so that would be use state, and here we'll define empty objects again, and actually we'll define filtered items, then we'll just define set filtered items. Okay, fine. After then we'll have const, then we'll have selected category, then we'll have set, and copy this on, paste it here, make it capitalized. You can just make this on also capitalized. Then we'll have use spread, and that would be by default wall. Okay, fine. So if you do this, then again for the sorting, so that's why will be sort option, and that would be set, copy this, paste it here, use capitalized here, and then we'll define use straight, and by default here we'll just define default. So here you can see inside this product cards we have default value, so you can just copy this default and just paste it here. Okay, so we'll just define some use traits here, and now we have to add functionality. So for this, firstly here actually after these set products, after this we'll just define set filtered items, then we will actually pass this data, so that's why pass this data. Now refresh it, everything is okay, and here what we will do, instead of passing data, passing products, will show this thing actually filtered items. We'll just pass it from right now. So if we do this, then still it's everything is fine. Now let's define some thing from here, so let me comment out this on. So after then what we will do, we'll actually define a functions here for filtering, so that's why let me comment out filtering function. So here what we'll define const filter items, so it will receive category, then it would be a function, so that's why curly braces here. So we'll define filtered equals, we'll check this category, if it's equal to wall. So here you can see this is wall, can copy and paste it inside here. So if it's wall, then we'll show something, otherwise we'll do other thing. So here if it's wall, then we will just make these products, we'll pass these products. So instead of doing this, you can use parenthesis, can do this. Otherwise what we will do, we'll just filter these product items, so that's why these product items will filter this, so that would be filter. And here what we will do, we'll actually receive item, will have arrow, will check item dot category. So from the products.json we have category text, we'll copy it, and item dot category equal this category, we'll just filter based on this way. So if you do this, then after this, so what we will actually do, we'll just define set filtered items, set filter items. You can just copy this from here, set filtered items. So set filter items. So let me show you again, set filter items, and we'll pass this filtered. And then actually we'll just change here, set selected category is here, this is the category. Okay, we'll do two thing here. So this is the one thing. Then for showing all products, so show all products, conus, show wall, then it would be a anonymous functions. Then here we'll actually define set filtered items will have products, and then we'll have set selected category will have wall by default. Okay, so now our functionality for filtering based on category is written, but we have to implement is right now it's not working. But what if we just define some changes on this button? So look, we'll have all products button, then we will have clothing and other stuff. So that's why we'll add one click. So when it's everything there, we'll just define one click here for the all products on click. Then what we will call here, we will just call this show wall. When you click wall products, then we'll just call these functions. Okay, so now you cannot see nothing. Okay, then what we will do, we'll target the second one. We'll just define class, sorry, not class name, we'll define on click. So here we'll just, what we will do, we'll just use an anonymous functions, and these functions will call these filter items functions. So that would be filter items sections, and we will actually pass a value. So each products will have a category. So this is the category, this is the category, as it's clothing. So that's why we'll just copy this text, and here we'll paste it here. So that would be refresh. So let's check, refresh it, and hit it there. So look, we have three items, and when you hit wall, then all items. So three items, so all items. So it's simple. We just using a one click and pass the filter items functions. So this is the functions. By default, if category is wall, then it will show all products. Otherwise it will filter based on the category. So this is the rule. By default it will, when category is all, then it will show these category, actually all products. Otherwise it will filter based on the category, and we will select it inside this filtered items. Okay, fine. So let's do it for hoodies and others. So that's why, so this is for hoodies. We'll just define the same thing. You can just copy it and paste it here, and this here. So what we will have to change, we will have to change the value of this uh, filtered functions, filtered item functions. The second one for hoodies, you can check it here. So for the category hoodies is the text, so hoodies, paste it here. Then for bags, where is the bags? This is glasses, this is shoes, and let me check where is a bag. So this is bag actually. Sorry. So the last one is for bag. Okay. So let's check. By default, 4 items, 3 items, 2 items, 1 items. Okay. So let me show you again. For example, if you want to copy bags for 2 times, so let me just copy it. So I just define it 9 number products, and here, so this is the same. If you just all products, you can see we have 9 products right now, and if you hit bags, then you have 2 bags there. So this is working, but here the product is increasing, but here we have, see, we have only 8 products. Every time it will show 8 products. So now if you add any products, then it will just increase the section, so that's why we don't want it. So how to fix that? You can just go back to cart.jsx, and here you can see we are using map. So here we will use slash, so slice actually, so that would be dot slice, and here we will just slice 0 to 8. So if you do this, now if you have more data, so here we have 2 bags. If you just increase it again, if you just increase the number of bag again, so for example, this is id number 10, but it will not shown there. So let me just go back. It will show 8 products only. Refresh it, then hit bags. It have 3 bags. It have 2 hoodies, 3 cloths, and everything. So this section is done. Now we have to implement this sorting function. So that's why I think let's try to it. Now after this, all products will have to define a functions that would be for sorting. So that's why let me add comment here. So sorting functionality, and here we'll just define const handle sort change. Okay, it will be a functions, and it will receive option. It will receive options. Use curly braces. By default, we'll just call this sort options. So call this sort options and pass a value that would be option. So this is the options. So after then, we'll have to define logic for sorting. Okay, so let sorted items, it's a variable, and will destructures our filter data. That's why two 3 dots and then filtered items. So this is the filtered items. Sorry, it is not filter, it's filter items. So we have to copy this filtered item. So copy from here and destructure it. So let's check what is there. So if you just console log sorted items, just console log this. Now let's check. If you inspect, can see nothing actually. Why it's nothing? But actually we haven't called this, so that's why. Let me just call it. Handle functions, and there let me define default. Okay, for now you will get an error, but here you can see some empty thing from the 49 number line. So this is the 49 number line, as it's not defined, so that's why it's showing error right now. Okay, fine, let me complete it, then you will just check it. So here we actually use Swiss, so it's similar to the while or for loop, so that's why we'll use Swiss. It would be a loop, and we'll just define options. We'll pass options, and here we'll actually write some case. So the first case would be a to z, and after then we'll use colon and then we'll actually write something. So that's why we'll just check these sorted options, sorry, sorted items. We'll just use sorted items. Sorted items, you can just use from here sorted items dot sort. So here is the sort method. So how to sort? We'll just sort based on a b, and then we'll use arrow sign, and here we'll actually define a dot title. So every products will have a title, so that's why this title a dot title dot local compare. So that would be local compare. You can search this from here. So local compare in JS, you can just search it on Google. Then you can see we have two thing, A and B, and we can just call it local compare. So this is the text, you can just copy it, and after the title we can paste it here, and here we will have some value that would be b dot title. Okay, so this is the case one. Then we'll just break it, so you can just form it this way actually. So break. After then we'll define case 2. The case 2 would be j2a. Then here everything is fine, you can just copy this 2 on, you can just paste it here, just format this a little bit. So instead of doing this, we actually do it, we will just define b here and a is here, and this on is done. Then we can just copy it for others time. So that's why case, instead of a to z, we'll define low to high. And here the same thing is, but we'll just compare it to the prices. So that's why we will change it here. The first one is a dot, so let me copy the prices, a dot prices, then we'll minus b dot prices. Okay, then you can just copy these on again, and instead of this we'll just define high to low, and we'll define b dot prices, b dot prices less than a dot prices. So if everything defined, last one is we have to define default. So by default it will do nothing, so that's why let me call break. Okay, so this is the thing, and we have to use these functions from these options. So that's why let's go to the options sections, and from here actually let me modify here. So this is the sections, select options, and here we'll just define id that would be sort. Then we'll just define on chains, and on chains will receive event. Then we'll have arrow functions, and that would be handle sort chains, sort chains, and we'll pass event dot target. chart value actually. So here we will have a on change here, and we will change will catch the value from these events. From here we have value, we will catch this thing and show it here. So after this, doing this, so we'll have a value options, so that would be sort options. From the top here you can see sort options. By default we will show the sort options, so that's why sort options. Okay, fine. Now I think everything is fine, so let's check it. So refresh it right now. Okay, the error has gone. So what we will do, this is the filtering options, choose A to Z. So now maybe it's not working. Okay, why it's not working? Actually here we haven't called this. So after this curly braces we have to call sets filtered. So that's why we will just call this set filtered items and then pass the value from the options. So from this sorted items value, sorry, copy it, sorted items, and pass it. So if you do this, now it will work actually. So let me remove everything, choose A to Z. Now you can see this is start with A, B, Z, N, 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 then N, N. Okay, fine. So it's not okay, fine. So just click here A to Z. Now you can see the changes A to Z. If you just do it Z to A, now this is Y, N, 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 G. Okay, then if you do filtering, then you can see you can just check it by here. So by default when low to high is selected, this is thing, but it's not working right way. So let me check it here, maybe some error. So filter it, so filter from here low to high. So this is working for the longer versions. Now click here, so it's not working for the this one high to low. Maybe we made some mistake. So high to low, so high to low, maybe check it from here. So here this is not okay, so high to low. Now it will work most probably. So high to low, look, this is the highest price and this is the lowest price. So check it here, this is the lowest price, this is the highest price. So everything is working on the filtering. So this is products, this is hoodies, this is bags. So now everything is working. This is high to low, this is low to high. You can just Z to A, look, G, B, A, so Z to A, A to Z. So everything is working properly. So look, it's very easy. We'll just define these three functions and our awesome filtering is working. So if you're doing this, next task is we have to just design these sections. This is very popular thing, so that's why let me close these on, then choose this card, close these on. And all these home sections, actually we're going to style this based on sections. So that would be this one will be something like mm, let me check, collections. So that's why we name it collections. So inside this one we'll just define collections.jsx. So RAFCA, import it from home, collections. Okay, fine. Let's check it. So this is the collection text, and here we'll have a background image that would be class name, and here background image. So for this we'll use hard-coded background image. Here we will define URL, and if you check your public folder, then image folder, then you can see collection background image. This is the background image for these sections. So let's use this. So that's why I use quotations, double quotations, and inside these quotations we'll define images, images slash, you can just use these way actually, so I just forget, so that's why collections from, let me define this path, so that's why dot dot slash public slash images slash. So let me copy this text and paste it here. So instead of doing this, we'll just copy the last thing and paste it inside here. I'm just using this way actually so that I didn't make any mistake. So after doing this, we'll define busy cover, then busy center, then we'll have busy no repeat. Okay, on extra large devices, that would be px28. By default px will be 4 and my will be 20. Okay, let's check it. Now here is the text, but we have to add some space, so that's why delete it, and here we'll take another div and we'll define a height here, so that's why class name on this would be hard-coded height. So let me define 568 pixels, 580 pixels. Now this is the thing, and after then we'll have, look, we have text on the left side, so that's why here we'll take divs. First divs will be class name md w dot half, and then we can just copy this on, and here actually on the second div, firstly we will use an image, so this image will be logo, so that's why public folder, then images, then Jira logo, and we don't remove public, so that's why I delete that. So let's check, this Jira is here, and what we will do, we'll just target their parent divs. Here this is the parent divs, we'll define flex, then we will define justify between. By default flex would be column, then on medium devices flex will be row, then items would be center. Okay, so let's check it. Now Jira is here. So after then we have some text, you can just copy this text and then take a p tag, paste it here, can add, format it, so shift alt F, then class name, the class name would be text lg, so it's not left, it will be lg, then we'll have text white, then capitalized my would be 8, then on medium devices text would be width 2 by 3, and leading would be hard coded 32 pixels actually. So let's check it. Now everything is fine. So this is hard coded 32 pixels. So let me close it. Now this is enough space. Then we have button, so collections button. So here we'll define a button that would be C collections. C collections. Here let me define the capitalized here. So we'll define class name that would be px would be 6, py would be 2, then bz would be white, then text would be black, rounded would be sm. Okay, so I think this button is now fine. So you can add font semi bold or something so that it would be much enough. So if you just inspect it, now you can see. Okay, there is not much space here, so how you can just see it. Okay, maybe so let me delete this on for now. So okay, maybe this is work right now. So if we just remove these classes from here, actually flex call, if we remove this one, then it will be maybe perfect. Okay, so this section is fine. Right now we have everything done completely organized way. Look, then the next option is we have best selling, and here we have arrow, so we'll use swiper.js for these sections. So let me close this on, and now again from the home, so select home and create best seller. So best SELLERS sellers.jsx RAFCE. Then we have to import it as usual, so that's why best sellers imported from here. So then what we will do, we'll just design these sections. We'll just define class name that would be max w screen to excel on trainer mx auto, then excel extra large devices that would be px 28, then px will be 4. So I think it is okay for now, so let's check it. So where is it? This is the best sellers. So after then, so instead of doing this, we'll have a div, then we'll have a h2. So actually it would be h2, then we'll copy the text, so best seller, then we will just define class name, so that would be title. We just use a class name here, so this is best seller. After this we have some text, so we'll add paragraph tag, paste it here. We'll have to add class name that would be text black slash opacity will be 75%. Then we'll have capitalized, then on medium devices w would be 2 by 3, then by default mx would be auto, then on mb medium margin on mb that would be 8. So let's check it, it's fine. Now it's not properly, so that's why we'll target this div and define text center. Okay, so now I think this is fine, the text is fine. Then after then we'll have to design this thing. So for this, let me add a comment. So after this div, we'll just define best seller products card. Okay, so for this product cards, actually what we'll use, let me close these on. Then right now from here we'll just, so remove it here, we'll just use swiper this. So that's why is wi swiper js. You will search this, and now this is the first website. So click here. So if you just hit this get started, you will just get this command. So copy this and open the terminal. From here choose this git bash, and so let me just delete it and paste it here again. So npm install swiper.js. So if you install this, then okay, fine. Then just from this resource you can just go to the demo sections. Then here is the demo. By default you can just use this type of, you can use these on. So navigations, we have navigations. So look, we have this thing. So from here we have these styling. You can just use anything from here. We have this way, you can see these have paginations, we have this way, and many examples are there. So this is slides per view. You can use css mode, grid, infinitive loop, effect, give effect, everything is there. Keyboard control, autoplay. So we can use this type of autoplay. So to use it on Core.js, you can just use here. If you want to use this on React, then you can just hit React. It will open on Code Sandbox. So from here, what you will have to copy, you will have to copy all of this. So copy this and then paste it. So let me close it, paste it at the top. So here we'll have true react, so that's why remove the one. Then we have to remove this dot slash styles.cs. We want style custom css, so we'll use tailwind css, so that's why we'll import this one. Then how to use, you can see empty fragments, you can just copy from here. Okay, copy it, and now after this we'll take another div and then we'll just paste it there. So let me define class name and add some margin to the MB to 16 or something. Let's check it. Now if you check your website, go top these sections, you can see we have slides here. Slides is by default showing. Can just change the slide using this button, you can see hover, so this way. So for this, let me make some thing here. So actually what we will do, we will fetch our products based on this, actually based on the status, best seller or new arrival. So as this is for best sellers portion, so that's why we will just filter status based on best seller. So that's why at the top we'll define const pro products will be set products. Okay, fine. Then we'll use state, then that would be empty objects. So after then we'll just use effects, so that would be use effect, it will have empty dependency. Then we'll just use animus functions. So arrow is here, then we'll have curly braces. What we'll do, we'll just fetch data from where? From the product.jsons. So that's why you will just define products.json file. Then we will have to define then, and it will have phrase arrow phrase.json. So convert this response to JSON. After then we'll have another, then we'll get data, and let me try to console log this data. So data, okay, so let's check. So this is our website. Refresh it now, inspect, check the console. We will have total 10 data. So okay, fine. So if we will have 10 data, then what we will, instead of doing this, we can just set it to set products. We'll have data. Okay, now after this, what we'll do, we'll just define const a variable here. So that would be best seller. Okay, here we'll just filter products. So that's why filter method, and we'll just filter actually item. So each item will have a status. Then we'll check if this status is equal to this best seller, actually this best seller. So we'll have quotation marks, so that's why quotations. So then we'll just console log best sellers. So let's check, refresh it. Now we can see we have 7 data, all including best seller. Look, status is best seller. If you reduce 9 and 10, so as we have much data, let me reduce 9 and 10. We just duplicate that data. So let me reduce these 2 on. Then you can see, refresh it. Now we have 5 data. Okay, but let me just remove it. We can just keep it here. We don't need to remove it right now. So now we have 7 data. So we'll map it and show it here. So for this, actually on best seller, we'll go back here. We'll just remove everything. We'll just take in cap, we'll use parentheses, and then we'll just inside here actually. So let me remove parentheses from here. We'll use parentheses inside this slide. So that's why we'll use here. We'll just map this to best seller. You can see this is best seller. Let me comment out this one. Then we'll just do math operations, and we'll receive product, and here we'll have things. What we'll do, we'll just sorry, maybe it's not okay. Let me remove everything. We'll use parentheses and we'll map best sellers. So best sellers, that would be map functions, and we'll check product. We'll get a products. So then we'll have arrow. We'll use parentheses, and here we'll just use swiper slide. So these methods, so inside here we'll have a key props. So that would be product.id. Okay, fine. So inside this we'll have everything from the cards component. So we'll want similar like these cards. So that's why we'll have to copy all of this. So let me copy all of this and paste it inside this. So it would be items. Instead of items, let me import link. Then we'll just paste items instead products. So that would be product. Here you can just product, and this is the product. Okay, let's check it. So it's bigger right now, but here you can see product is showing. So how to fix it? We can fix it by adding something. You can just change it. By default look swiper slides between here, but we don't have how many slides are being here, so that's why we use slide per page. So slide per view. So if you define 4, then 4 slide will be, so refresh it. Now you can see 4 slide will be there. So each page will have 4 slides, and we can just define space there 10. So we remove these central modes. Okay, so let me delete this, refresh it. Now we can see we have 4 products each time. So each time we'll 4 products. So that is fine, but if you inspect, then you can go bottom. After here you can see it's very wood. How to fix it? So for fixed it, you can set responsive layout. So that's why from here you can see what is the responsive. So responsive breakpoints. So you have to learn how to use these responsive breakpoints. So that's why go to React, and then if you go there, then you can see you have to define breakpoints this way. You can just define breakpoints this way. So you can just copy this, and then you can paste it after pagination or anywhere. Just paste it there. So if you do this, now you can just see still everything is fine. Everything is fine. We'll have 4 products each times. Why? Actually here we have 4 products, so that's why let me define 4 products here. We'll define 3 products, and we'll define 2 products there. Okay, let's refresh. Now 4 products are there. Okay, so as we have duplicate products, that's why it's looking very weird. Let me delete that duplicate products. Okay, now I think must locative. Okay, you can just trigger, and this is okay, but still if you inspect, then go to bottom, then you can see it's not working. So it will fix using a single click. So here you can see slides per view, it's for a smaller device. So here instead of 4, use just 1. Okay, now refresh it, then you can see this is now 1. So the error has gone. This is the error for a single product page. We'll just say that a little bit later, but this thing is done. So if you do this, for now we can design it for single product page. So that's why if you click anything, then you will get error because we haven't designed our single product page. So that's why right now let me close these on cards, and from here keep it here, then click this home, then we will just design single product dot css rafe. Then now if you refresh, then it's not showing, because we have to set a route. So that's why I go to the main.csx. Here after this, use parenthesis and we'll define path. That would be path, and it would be slash, so shop slash colon id, and each time we'll just import single product. Okay, so if you do this, now you can see this is single product. Go back to home. If you choose any of this product, then it will show on the single page. Here we will design product page on single page, so that's why uh this is fine. So what we'll actually do, we'll try to get const id from use params. So that's why use params. So if you do this and try to console log id, then you will get an id. So let's check it. If you inspect, then refresh it. Okay, fine. Now the page 2, if you go to the home page, choose another product, this one, this is one, back there, choose this one, this is 6 number product. So that's why we're getting id. If we are getting id from here, we can just do the same thing. Actually, we can just define the everything from the product cards. We can just call these, actually we can just call these. Then let me use here, instead of doing this, let me define const. Here we'll have products, then set products, then we'll have use straight, we'll have empty objects. So let me import use effect. So we have to delete this one, we don't need that. Okay, so if you do this, then you will get products, but we will do additional thing here. So what we will do, we will filter based on these id. So that's why after this data.json, we'll just filter. So const product, so this would be a single product, and here we'll just define, we can just use this data dot filter. So we'll get product, p is for shorts, then we'll check p dot id equal this id from the top, this id from the top. Then instead of passing data here, we'll just pass this. So let's try to check the product actually. So first time, let me try to check the products. So products, okay, let's try to check, refresh it. Now here is the product id 6. So if you go back again, choose any of this product, look, here is the product, this is the back products, actually this is back. So we're getting products, so but it's on a array, so that's why we'll, instead of passing data, we'll just send products and we'll just mention it on the first array. Okay, so here, as we define this, we have to add dependency, this would be id. So if you do this, then we'll destructure these products, so that's why that would be products, and here we'll structures based on this value. Firstly we will have title, let me define title, then we will have category, we'll have prices, we'll have image, and we will have status. Okay, So if we do this, then you can just simply show it here. But before that, let me add some styling. So that would be on margin top, we will use enough margin. Then we'll have max w is trained to Excel. Then we'll have container, same styling again, mx auto. On Excel would be px28, by default px4. So it's the styling. Then so here we simply just define another div, and this will be for product image. So let's show the product image. So inside this div we'll take another div. So after this div, so let me add some class name. This class name would be p3. That means max w would be 7xl for now. Then m auto. Okay, fine. So after this div, let me define some class name. It would be m top 6. Then sm would be m top 10. Okay. So after doing this, actually we'll have another div. So we'll define two divs here. The first one is for image, and here we'll actually pass our image. Where is our image? So this is our image. So let's check. Now when you hit any of this product, so the image is showing. When you hit this on, this image is here. When you click this on, this is the image. So if you do this, here we can just define class name. W would be full width, so that would be full. So after this div, we'll define another div for product details. So let me define div, and inside this div we'll have a on. We'll just pass the title here. So this is the title. So let's see, this is the all full image and this is the title. Okay, so if you doing this right now, we'll just target this div and add class name. That would be by default grid, and we'll just define grid calls by default on medium devices. Grid calls will be 3 by default sm. Grid calls true, and gap would be 6 for now, and age would be max. Okay, let's check it now. I think this is okay. Here we have image and we have the text, so we can use class name here. That would be title or something. Okay, let's check it now. This is title. So after this we'll define a paragraph, so that would be p. We'll define actually some text. We'll define lorem. We'll define more lorem. Okay, now we can see we have text, but we will have to styling, so that's a class name. On this class name we will define m top 3, then text gray 600, then text will be md, text would be something sm or base is okay, fine. Then we'll define leading. 6, then text to justify. Okay, so now this is fine. Then sm will define text left, then sm will be m top. Okay, I think this is fine, but it's not the left alignment because maybe our this one is on center. So let me define text left. Now it's tab left alignment. So we have product name, we have product descriptions. Let me reduce something from here. Maybe reduce this one. Now fine. So after then we would like to show a star. So that's why here after this we'll just use a span tag and we'll use fa star from font awesome icons. So let's check it. Now we have a star. We'll just copy it for 3 or 5 times. We'll just define class name here. On my we'll use 3. Text would be excel, then text YOLO will be 600, then it would be flex item center, gap would be 1, then on sm m will be 4. Okay, so let's check it. Now we have everything. We can just change these yellow colors, so it would be 4 or 3, so must bright. Then after then what we would like to show the prices, so that's why after there we'll just define another p and we'll just define prices here. We'll use a dollar sign, then it will have class name. The class name would be text excel, then text would be red or something, red 500, then font would be semi bold, then on sm text would be to excel. Okay, let's check it. Now this is fine. So after then we'll just take a new div. We'll just let me close this, and after then we'll just define another div, and inside this div we'll have div and we'll have a label. So the label is, let me delete wall. Label is for quantity, then we'll add class name here. That would be font semi bold. Okay, let's check it. So maybe this label is not showing. Oh, okay, it's showing there. So that's why we can just cut it and keep it inside this product div actually. So let me, this is product details div. After this, here is the price, and after there you can just paste it. Okay, now this is the quantity. We can add class name. So target this div, that would be class name. We'll just define text will be left aligned, then that would be flex would be call, then gap would be true, then w will be full. Okay, fine. After this we will have input field. It will be number and name would be price and id would be price. Okay, so here we'll have class name, that would be border, then border gray 300, text would be sm, then font semi bold, then we'll have mb1, then max w will be full, then w will be by default full, then outline will be none, rounded empty, margin will be 0, py will be 3, then px would be 4 on medium devices, py will be 3 by default on medium devices, px will be 4, focus will be border red 500s. Okay, let's check it. This is the input field, but what we need a default value, so that's why we'll just define default value will be 1 and it would be required, so that's why here we can define required. Okay, now this is the field, can add some spacing, so that's why under this price you can just, or here you will just define some class name mtop 3. Okay, let's add it. We can just add 4 for now, so I think this is fine. You can just pass any value here. So now the last one is order button. So after this we'll have order button, so that would be div, we'll have button, and this is prompt border, then we'll have a actually let me define it inside a span tag. So a span, paste it here, then here after this span we'll just use fa arrow circle right. So this is okay, so let's check it. Here this is the button, we'll just define class name on the button, so that would be flex justify center items center, then we'll have gap 2, then w would be full, then we'll have py px4, then bz red 500, then text will be white, then font will be bold, then border will be red 500, rounded md, then is in out, durations 150, then shadow, slate 600, hover, you are just styling something, hover, busy white, then hover text red 500. Okay, on LG m will be 0, and by default on MD px will be 6. Okay, let's check it. Now this is the button. We can add some space here, so that's a class name. On this div we'll define w full, then text left, then my will be 4. Okay, so this is the button. So next you can show other details, so that's why I am not showing. You can just show other details here. So this is the details. You can just use paragraph. You can just let me show some lorem text here. So that would be something like this. Class name, that would be text black 75. Okay, let's see. So there are some text. You can just add m top 22 for now. So this way you can show product details. So here at the top you can use breadcrumb. That's why at the top after this actually, so after this actually we'll use breadcrumb div. Let me show anchor, that would be slash, and it would be home. Then we'll just define another anchor, that would be slash shop. Then here we'll define shop and we'll use a slash here. So now check, so shop slash. Then let me define here class name text gray 600, then that would be class name, sorry, here the class name is font bold text black. Okay, now you can see if you hit, then this is show, and if you hit, then you can see, but you have to scroll to see the products. For example, let me click this. Now it's not showing appropriate. So if you want to show it one top, you can just use effects. So how to do that? So inside this actually you can see window, sorry, not window dot scroll to, that would be here, top would be 0, then we'll just define behavior will be smooth. Okay, so if you do this, okay, now go back. If you hit any of this, then it will scroll. Let's go home, choose this on, look, a effect is there. I can add some in here. Let me class name mdrop will be 5 for example, and let me reduce it 4. Okay, you can just reduce it again towards something. Now I think this section is fine. So our single page is not now showing. You can check it on small devices. So this is something. So you can see everything is fine and clean. So you can add quantity here. So use arrow here. Okay, fine. So maybe let me check here again. So after details, we have input numbers. So let me sure it's number. Okay. So this section is done. Now we'll move to the these sections, and these sections is very easy. This one is newsletter, so that's why we'll just close all the steps, and click this home, then add newsletters dot csx rfce. I hope you can do that, but let me do it. Newsletters. Okay, fine. Then so where is the newsletters? So let's check. I think this is the newsletters. So how to design these sections? For this, actually you can define a class name. We'll define a background color that would be hard coded. So here we'll define 1e 2832. Okay, fine. Sorry. We'll define busy opacity 5. Then it will on extra large device, that will be px28, by default px4, py will be 16. Fine. Okay. So now you can see this is newsletter. So after then we'll just take another div, and so we don't need actually this div. We'll directly use h2, and we'll just do this thing. Okay, let me add class name, that would be title, and we'll define mp8 right now. So I think this section is done. Let me close all this stuff, we don't need this. Then we have some grid for Instagram, so that's why let me add comments, insta grid. Then we'll have another div. We'll just use link component, import it from React router DOM. We'll have Instagram page URL or post URL. True. So inside this true, we'll have image. So we'll use image from public folder, then image, then Instagram, then first image. So remove this. Okay. Now we can just copy this link for sometimes. So maybe for 6 times. So this is image 2, sorry, image 2, image 3, image 4, image 5, image 6. So let's check. So here we all have image. Now we'll just target this div. We'll define flex. We'll define flex verb. Then gap would be 4. Then item center, justify center, and mb20 actually. So now you can see this section is done. So next, what is this? We have this thing. So that's why after this, great, let me close it. Then we'll have newsletter. So that's why news letters. Then we'll have another div. Inside this div we will have h2. Again, let me copy this on. So here again we will type title class, and after then we'll just define mbh again. So after then we'll have a form. We don't need to define actions. Sorry. So then we'll need to define input field, and that would be email. So let me copy this. Name will be email, id will be email. Then we'll have placeholder. Then let me copy email address. So placeholder. After then we'll define class name. The class name would be sh, then busy transparent, then outline will be none, then border b will be true, then b left will be true, border will be black. Then on medium devices w would be 2 by 3, then w will be by default full. Then margin bottom will be 5. Then placeholder will be text black, slash opacity will be 50%, then margin right will be 4. Okay, let's check it. So I think this is much bigger, but we can just reduce it a little bit. So that's why let me target this form. So class name, here we'll define empty will be w half of this width. Then we'll define mx auto, then text will be center. So now this is done. So after doing this, what we can do, we can actually, sorry, a little bit. Then we have this button. Actually it's the similar to the input field, so that's why this would be input and type would be submit. Then here value would be submit button. We'll define class name, that would be busy black, text would be white, then px would be 6, py would be 1, and rounded sm. So that's it. Now this button is fine. So if you just inspect, then you can see everything is neat and clean. And for the last one, actually I don't do that. This is the footer sections. I hope you can do this, or if you just face any problem, you can check on this src folder. Look this src folder, then on this assets you will have footer.js6. The code is here actually. So I hope you can do this properly. So let me use that on. Finally, on the components folder we'll create a file that would be footer.js6, and we'll just copy this code right now and paste it here. And if you do that, then you will go to, let me close all, we'll go to the app.js6. After here we'll just import footer from the components. So if you do this, then you can see our footer is done. I hope you can do it by your own. If you have faced any problem, you can check the code from the GitHub repository. This code is open for you. If you like these projects, then hope you will subscribe and share, and mostly you will just leave a comment for me to inspire me. Hope everything is neat and clean, and let me comment which projects you want for the future.